Hi, I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now, and I'm here today with teen country recording artist Josey Milner. Hey, Josie.
Hey!
Well, congratulations for winning our Reverb Nation featured artist contest.
Well, thank you so much. It's definitely a huge honor and definitely really appreciate it. Whenever I found out about that, I was like, oh, that's so cool. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, another big congratulations for the success of your hit single, Cowgirls. I love that song.
Thank you. I was definitely really proud of that one whenever we released it. And, it kind of really related to myself because I actually did rodeo for 8 years before I got into music. So it was a win-win situation. Like you said, it did really good. It went number one on the independent country music internet charts and also went number 74 on Music Row. So it's definitely done a lot of really great things. I'm really proud of that one. So thank you.
Well, I when I listened to all your music and I heard the single Not Pretty Enough, I could be writing something like that at your age, and I think all women feel that way sometimes. It's for someone so young, it's really a touching and heartfelt song.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a really great song, and I was definitely really excited to record that one as well. It was originally wrote by Casey Chambers, who's an Australian artist. So her original version is definitely different than my version, but they're both really incredible songs, and I definitely fell in love with the lyrics and what they represented. And like you said, I think there's a point in time where everyone just kind of asks yourself, "Am I good enough?" And I felt really passionate about that song, and with that song, I became a spokesperson for a national anti-bullying organization. So that a song also did really well for myself too. So
Well, you're just batting 1,000. So you mentioned that song was recorded from an Australian artist. Do you mostly write your own words and lyrics?
We have not started with my own lyrics yet. We are actually in the middle of an EP right now, and we are in the process of actually writing the last song for that EP. So songwriting is definitely in the works, and something I've always really wanted to get into. And so now that's kind of a serious where it can be happening. I'm really excited for it. My mom has always been yelling at me growing up, saying you need to write some songs because she knows I can be a good writer. So to think that's actually going to finally get to that point, I'm definitely really excited for it.
Wow, then I look forward to that EP.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be really good. I'm super excited.
So tell me, do you collaborate with other musicians and what do you look for?
Yeah, I have not actually collaborated with anyone yet. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I think it'd be really awesome if that could happen. I mean, around Kansas City, I've been able to perform with quite a few of the bands around here, so that has been pretty cool. I've also been able to perform with a lot of kind of say big name artists as well. So collaboration has not quite happened as far as a single, but performing with other people has happened. And as far as looking for the career is definitely something that it keeps you on your toes because you always got to keep up with what's good and what's kind of hot at that point in time. So I just really try to look for, people to perform with that are really kind of down to earth and really easy to talk to. But then again, as far as music, I also like looking for stories that people can really relate to and can really enjoy. So
Well, I can definitely tell that with your song choices for sure. Well, you have an amazing singing voice for someone who's only 19 years old. How old were you when you knew you wanted to be a singer? And so tell us, how did you get into music?
Definitely. Growing up, I've always kind of loved music. I love performing, and I actually kind of got started with singing the national anthems at my rodeos, like I was talking about earlier. And singing the national anthem, I was then invited to sing at the National Steel Guitar Convention in St. Louis, Missouri, and that was in 2010. So we're going on almost 5 years ago, and it was that opportunity that I was able to sing on the main stage, and I absolutely loved it. I never really performed on a stage like that before, in front of people, and let alone performing songs. So I got up there and I absolutely loved it. And after I got done, I had a lot of people come up to me and say, "Hey, you're really good." And at that time, I was only about 14, 15 years old. So for people to say that, I was like, "Hey, thank you." So it's something that's really exciting. And I talked to my parents, I was like, "Hey, they're saying this," and they're like, well, let's give it a try and see what we can do with it. And so we just kind of flipped gears. I gave up on the rodeo and I completely switched over to music and just started on it. So far so good. So I'm crossing my fingers.
Well, kudos to your parents for giving you so much love and support on this project.
Oh yeah, I've definitely grown up with nothing but support from my parents. You know, every decision I've wanted to do or anything I've ever wanted to do, they've been there to support me and back me up on it. So I've definitely been really fortunate with that.
Well, to switch gears a little bit, I just want to tell you you have a wonderful website, and for being so young, you've probably grown up with the internet. So it'd be interesting to hear how you use social media to connect with fans and to get the word out about your music.
Oh yeah, social media is definitely a huge part of society today, and it's definitely I think is what helps a lot of people be successful, especially in the music industry, because you're able to communicate with so many people at one point in time and on one website. And social media, like I said, has been kind of the key to a lot of things. You know, whenever I have performances, whenever I have singles out, I'm able to just post a little status, say, hey, go check it out. So it definitely has helped a lot. And like you said, I've grown up with it, so it's something that I'm very familiar with. And you know, social media definitely keeps you pretty busy, but hey, it's all worth it whenever you can keep everyone, especially the fans, keep them up on kind of everything that you're doing. So
Well, for you, it's just another thing, part of your day, I suppose.
pretty much.
Well, since Amuse Now is about artists helping artists, what advice do you have for other young musicians who are also trying to make a name for themselves?
Definitely. You know, I think if I was to say anything to any other artist trying to get in the music industry, just try as hard as you can. You're gonna have bumps and you're gonna have things that's gonna be seem really hard to get over, but you just gotta push through everything. I know if I would have kind of given up on the first time something went hard, I never would have made it past the first day in this career. You're gonna always have people saying you're no good, you're never gonna get anywhere, but like I said, you just gotta push. You gotta just be able to believe in yourself and say, hey, I can do this. As long as you stick that in your mind, as long as you believe in yourself, you'll be able to accomplish so many amazing things. So
What's the one thing that you do that you really think made a difference?
you know, I think something that really made a difference was actually my rodeo background. You don't really hear any kind of country music artists anymore who say, "Yeah, I did rodeo." So, you know, a lot of them maybe they kind of grew up maybe on a farm or they grew up with kind of country roots. But I did the rodeo, so that's kind of as country as you can get. And of course, I did grow up with the farm and the horses and the dogs and the going to having go out in the field with my uncle whenever he's on to go cut silage or anything like that. So I kind of grew up doing it, and it's something that's always just kind of been embedded in me. So
Well, I have to ask, what did you do with the rodeo for all those years?
I did several different events. I did youth rodeo. And youth rodeo, there are more events that you can do than just kind of professional rodeo. But in youth rodeo, I did barrel racing, pole bending, goat tying, and breakaway roping. So I did a little bit of everything, and I loved it. You know, it's kind of an every weekend deal. And so to be able to go out every weekend and go see friends I don't get to see every day at school, it was really exciting. We kind of just became a big rodeo family. And, you know, I miss it all the time because, like I said, I had to do it every weekend. So there's no way I could do the music and the rodeo. So I had to give it up. But I still get the chance to go out and see some friends or even go to a rodeo and just kind of watch it. So I still kind of have that still with me, just not as much as it used to be.
So, what's up next for Josie Milner?
Oh my goodness, there's so many things we have in the work right now. Like I mentioned earlier, we have the EP that we're working on. We are hoping to have that out pretty soon within this coming year, so we're working on it. And then we also have a new single coming out. The new single has been kind of a work in progress. We were hoping to have it out in October, and here we are in November. So we've had quite a few obstacles with this one as far as timing and studio time. So we're really working on that one, and then of course just kind of getting dates lined up for this coming year, and just really growing with the career and really taking it as far as we can. You know, this past year was definitely an amazing one, and we're hoping next year will be even better. So lots of things.
So, do you tour in the summer in between semesters at college?
Pretty much, yeah. My summer is pretty packed with performances, and even whenever school starts, chances are there's still performances going. This weekend, I'm actually performing at the Shrine Circus here in Kansas City, Missouri. They've had me for the past 4 years to sing the national anthem. So I'll be there all day Saturday singing 3 different performances. So that's still during school. Well, I guess not your school week, but it's still my school's in session. So it goes through it.
Well, Josie, I had a fabulous time chatting with you today.
Well, thank you. It's definitely so much fun to talk to with you too. And thank you once again. I definitely am very humbled for it. So thank you.
Well, you'll have to keep in touch, and when you release your EP, you'll have to let us know, and we'll have to have you back on so you can tell us all about what it's like to record your own music.
I definitely will. Definitely. Sounds like a plan.
Well, you're so cute. Have a nice evening.
You too. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now. This featured artist presentation has been brought to you by Amused Now Entertainment, a website that enables artists to profit from their creativity. To learn more about Amused Now, visit us at www.amusednow.com or email me at ccon@amusednow.com.